Welcome to Kids Story.
A poster was up all over the village. The annual art show was just around the corner, and everyone was excited to see what the town's most famous artist, Professor Hoot, would create this year. But inside his dusty studio, Professor Hoot was in trouble. He was a brilliant artist, but this year his mind felt as blank as his canvas. He had lost his inspiration. Poppy was passing by when she saw the sad professor through the window. She knew right away that this was a mission for the Happy Helpers. The Happy Helpers presented themselves to the startled owl. "Don't you worry, Professor," Poppy announced. "We're here to help you find your spark." First, they decided a tidy space might help. They dusted, swept, and organized, and soon the messy studio was sparkling clean and full of light. The professor was very grateful, but alas, the canvas was still empty. "A clean studio is wonderful, my dears," he sighed, "but my mind is still a blank." Poppy realized it wasn't the studio that was the problem. The professor had forgotten about all the beauty just outside his door. "Then we'll have to bring the inspiration to you," she declared. First, they took him to the cabbage patch, where Bouncer pointed out the bright, fluttering colours of a butterfly. Professor Hoot watched, a small smile on his beak. Next, Squeaky took him through the lively market, showing him the brilliant reds, greens, and yellows of the fresh fruits and vegetables. Finally, Poppy led him to the quiet riverbank, where they watched the fluffy clouds drift by, their shapes reflected perfectly in the water below. Professor Hoot looked at the scenery, and then he looked at the three little friends, full of joy and kindness. And suddenly he saw it, the most wonderful inspiration of all. "Thank you," he hooted, full of energy. "Oh, thank you, my dear friends. I know exactly what to paint now." He hurried back to his studio, his heart full of ideas. For the rest of the day, the professor painted. Colours flew onto the canvas as he mixed the green of the cabbage patch, the red of the market apple, and the blue of the river sky. When he was finished, he turned the canvas around. It wasn't a painting of a landscape, it was a painting of them, the Happy Helpers, capturing their friendship and joy perfectly. Poppy, Squeaky, and Bouncer stared at the painting. He hadn't just painted what they looked like, he had painted how they made him feel. At the art show, Professor Hoot's painting was the star. Everyone loved it, and it won the first prize ribbon. When he accepted his prize, Professor Hoot brought his little friends up with him. "My real inspiration," he told the crowd, "was the kindness of the Happy Helpers." Poppy realized that inspiration wasn't just in seeing things, but in doing things. By helping a friend, they had helped create something beautiful for the whole village to share.